So my mother, Marjorie, was very dear. She had been living with advanced dementia for several years. We'd been preparing for Mum to die for a long time, and in some ways we had been hoping for it on her behalf, because living with Alzheimer's is horrendous. So the experience of accompanying my mother towards and through that process, you know, felt totally right and proper and normal.
It was the first time that I'd been involved in sort of anything like organising a funeral for anybody. So to find out that you could actually be involved with preparing the body and caring for it was a total eye-opener to me. I did have fears and worries initially when I was asked if I wanted to get involved with that, because I wasn't sure at the time whether I wanted to be that intimately involved with my dead wife, let's face it. But the more I thought about it, I felt the need to do it and the desire to do it. And as soon as we began doing sort of everyday, fairly mundane things like washing Annie's hair and drying it, it became just a natural thing to do.
Tom was 51 when he died. He was the youngest of four of us. He and my other brother Matt have the same degenerative neurological condition, and Tom had become increasingly unwell. Really, it's very hard to date it, but probably for the last 15 years. I remember saying at the time that I'm going to find out who I am without my baby brother, and it wasn't something that I'd necessarily was at the top of my list that I wanted to do, but it wasn't a surprise to me. There was definitely the physical process of washing, but the outcome was never intended to get him clean, if that makes any sense at all. And it was utterly beautiful. Holly was amazing. It just there was no question of small talk, but we were talking about Tom as we did it.
So we washed Mum's body and we anointed her with oils, and in the end it turned out to be a fabulous, fulfilling experience. Yeah. I think that was the thing that I loved, to have that opportunity as a thanksgiving for this body which has walked through life and loved and cared and created, and it was wonderful for me to acknowledge and honour and thank that cocoon that was left, and to hold her hands and say thank you for the care that you showed me.
When other people have died, you do sometimes 3 months later think you've seen them on the other side of the road. But if you've seen the body and you've touched them, that just never happens. Because I spent that time and did that stuff and did the washing and did the dressing, I've never once, when the phone's rung, thought, oh, that might be time. The way that you sometimes do when you lose somebody, or catch yourself thinking about him and then having to suddenly remember that he was dead.
Well, I think we're all too shielded from death, which, considering how inevitable it is for everybody, we're all going to die one day. It's given me help with the grieving process. You never get over the grief. Well, at least I certainly haven't in 3 months. Perhaps it's early days yet, but people say it never really goes away, but it gets less or more bearable. But the main thing was that it cleared my mind of some of the horrible memories that I was having nightmares about, of seeing her in the hospital. Because my lasting memory then of her was lying at peace, and I'd been washing her and helping to care for her. And that is now my memory of her as, a passed away person, not the traumatic scene that I saw in the hospital.